My wife was somebody I thought I could trust, but when she went back to her hometown to go reunite with some of her high school buddies, I found out some guy named Max is going to be there, and her and Max go way back. So now I'm stringing my head together wondering if my wife is cheating on me. And then she comes home with her hair all a mess, and she looks awful with no makeup on, and she's crying. So I ask her, what happened? And you won't believe what she told me about Max.
I never thought I would be here. I'm a long-time lurker, first-time poster, and oh man, I wish it wasn't for this. Sorry in advice for the wall of text, but I'm losing my mind here and need to get to the bottom of this. Background, I've been with my wife Kate for 9 years, married for 4. Up until last weekend, I would have bet my life on our relationship. We've always been that couple that makes others roll their eyes, stupid in love, finishing each other's sentences, the whole 9 yards. We hardly ever fight, our life is great in bed, or was, I guess, and I genuinely thought that we were soulmates or some crap. Ugh. We've talked about cheating before, and I've always been crystal clear. It's a deal breaker. No exceptions, and Kate agreed. We both have divorced parents, so we've seen firsthand how infidelity just messes up families, or at least I thought we both understood that. You know what the messed up thing is, though? The duck up. Last Friday, Kate went to visit her family, pretty normal weekend trip. It happens every couple of months. We had a dumb argument before she left about dishes in the sink or some crap, so we didn't talk much Saturday. I knew she was going out with some old high school buddies, but I did not think twice about it because I trusted her 100%. Saturday night, I text her before bed. Hope you're having fun. Love you. Woke up Sunday to a missed call from her at 4 a.m. Well, I called back immediately, but no answer. I tried a few more times, nothing. Finally, I get a text message around noon that says I'm fine, driving back soon. So when she gets home, holy crap, she looked like death warmed over. Puffy eyes, no makeup, which is really weird for her, by the way, looking like she'd seen a ghost. I tried to hug her and she flinched. That's when I knew something was seriously wrong. I sat her down, made some tea. Why the hell did I make tea? And gently asked what was up. She broke down sobbing for what felt like hours. Then she dropped the bomb. I slept with someone last night. I swear to gosh, in that moment, I felt nothing in my brain physically, until it snapped. It was like I wasn't even in my body anymore, and without a word, I grabbed my keys and just left. Ended up walking around some park for an hour while my phone blew up with calls from Kate. I turned it off. When I got home, I went full robot mode. Grabbed suitcases, threw some of her crap in them, and left them by the door. Kate was curled up on the floor crying, and I called her best friend to come get her. I told Kate I was leaving for an hour and her ride was coming. She tried to grab my legs as I left, but I just walked out. Came back, Kate and the suitcases were gone. So Monday morning, in a moment of whatever the hell you call it, I answered one of her calls. I told her to email me every detail of that night, and if she left a single word out, we were done for good. Well, got the email that night and still have not opened it. Since then, I've been an absolute zombie. Working, gym, sleep, repeat. Working, gym, sleep, repeat. Everyone's trying to reach me, but I just can't deal. I blocked Kate and all of her friends, and one of her friends showed up at our house demanding answers, so I slammed the door in her face. I've talked to divorce lawyers, moved our money to separate accounts. It all feels so surreal, like I'm watching someone else do it. Yesterday, Kate slipped a note under the door. I want to meet tomorrow to talk. Part of me wants to know why, how she could do this, but will it change anything? Is there any point? Guys, here's the ducked up part. I don't feel angry. I don't feel sad. I don't feel anything. It's like I'm emotionally flatlined. Is it normal? How long does it last, and when do I start feeling like I'm human again? I know I need something, but what? Do I read the email, meet her, just file for divorce, and try to move on? I I can't eat, I can't think, and I definitely can't focus on work. I keep expecting to wake up from this nightmare, but it just keeps going. So please, if anyone's been through this, what the heck do I do? How do I get out of this fog? I feel like I'm drowning and I don't know which way is up anymore. What's up, everybody? Mr. Reddito here. So it looks like OP knows that his wife is cheating and he just wants to get to the bottom of it, and well, he feels pretty helpless. There is a few updates, and the first update is titled, "Wife cheated on me last weekend. I met with her, and I'm still a mess." Here it is. Hey guys, OP here, and first of all, holy crap. I wasn't expecting so many responses to my last post, so thank you for the advice and support. It's been, well, I don't even know how to describe it, but here's what happened since. After reading through your comments, as many as I could anyway, I decided to meet with Kate. I did not read the email though, could not bring myself to do it. Kate came over yesterday, and when I opened up the door, geez, she looked like hell. She tried to hug me right away and started mumbling apologies, but I shut it down quick. We sat down to talk, and I told her I was recording the conversation, and she agreed. I asked her to explain in details what happened. I told her I did not read the email. Here's the gist of what she said. She was at the bar with two buddies, Sarah and Amy. Yeah, I know them both, always liked them. Says that she's only had a few glasses of wine and a cocktail. Well, I was surprised. That's basically what we drink on a normal dinner date. She admitted that she was only slightly tipsy. Here's where it gets really messed up. Sarah's younger brother, Max, came to pick them up around midnight. It's been a running joke in the group that Max has a major crush on Kate since high school, and I've heard them joke about it before. Even though, well, he's 3 years younger than her. The four of them got food, then Max started dropping everyone off. Kate was last. She said that she did not want him to drive 20 minutes to her parents' place after working all day, so she's going to order an Uber from his apartment. Went inside to order it, but couldn't get one. Max suggested she just crashes in his bed. Said he would take the sofa and drop her off in the morning, and Kate refused and kept trying to find an Uber. They were sitting right there on Max's bed, and he kissed her. She kissed him back. They ended up having, a little bit of fun, and after, she says that she broke down from crying in pure guilt, and Max just took her home. So she cried for another hour, then tried to call me to confess. We had to stop a bunch of times because Kate kept breaking down, crying hysterically. Kept saying it was such a huge mistake, and she got caught up in the moment, and it was terrible. She only loves me, the usual crap. And when she finished, I told her her story doesn't make a lick of sense, but it didn't matter at this point because I'm done. Cue another breakdown. So then I lay out my terms. I'm continuing with divorce preparation. We're separating for a month, no contact. We both stay faithful during this month. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? And we both get full STD panels. She tells our mutual friends and family what happened, and if she sticks to all of this, I said I'd be willing to meet again after a month to see if there's any way forward besides divorce. She agreed to everything, but made it clear she does not expect me to stay faithful to her. Whatever. Look, I know a lot of you are going to absolutely rip me apart for not just ending it right here, but I need to be 100% certain that divorce is the right call. Right now, I'm just at 99%. I just need to know. I've explored every option before I throw away 9 years. I still feel numb most of the time, but sometimes the anger hits me out of nowhere. Yesterday, I punched a hole in the wall after she left, and guess I need to add find a therapist to my to-do list. So that's where I'm at. Still an absolute mess, still don't know what the future holds, but at least I have a plan for the next month. Any advice on how to get through this month of separation, how to process all this crap, I'm open to anything at this point. Update number 2, wife cheated on me. It's worse than I thought, definitely heading for divorce. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey again, guys. OP here with another update, so crap's gone downhill so fast I can barely catch it. And I figured I'd share if anyone's still interested in this cluster duck of a situation. First off, I'm not in robot mode anymore. Yay, I guess. Well, now I'm getting hit with these intense waves of anger and betrayal. Fun times. Been keeping busy with work and hitting the gym hard. My friends have been absolute heroes, dragging my butt out of the house to hang out. Probably the only reason I haven't completely lost it. Remember that email I was afraid to read? Well, yeah, I finally opened it. Ugh, I wish I hadn't. The story was mostly the same as what Kate told me in person, but there was no mention of going into Mark's apartment to order an Uber. Oh, and there was some pretty explicit details about what they did, for how long, and they used a rubber. Great. Now I have that mental image seared into my brain forever. Thanks, Kate. Funny thing, a bunch of people who were giving me crap for kicking Kate out are now apologizing. Too little too late, buddies. Kate's parents reached out to me, believe it or not, and we've always had a good relationship, so I talked to them. They begged me to try and work it out, but said that they would understand if I want a divorce. I did not commit either way. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Kate's other friend from the night contacted me with her side of the story. It mostly matched up, bar, food, then home, but get this. She said Kate could have crashed at her place but refused, saying she was driving home early the next morning. Apparently, Max, quote, insisted on taking Kate home. No mention of Kate trying to get an Uber, just Max inviting her in and her accepting. Oh, and here's another thing. I asked if she would ever suspect anything before. Turns out, about a year ago, she went to meet Kate for coffee and found Max sitting with her. Said Kate looked guilty, but claimed they just met by chance. Oh, sure, Kate, sure. Sarah, which is Max's sister, reached out too. She's so mad at both Max and Kate. Told me a similar story and apologized for her idiot brother, and said she warned him to stay away from Kate since high school. She doesn't think anything else happened between them, but at this point, who the hell knows? I haven't heard a peep from Kate directly, but word on the street is she's moving into an Airbnb near our home. Apparently, she's not doing very great and called in sick to work a few times. She's staying with a friend for now, and I asked her parents to keep a sharp eye on her. They came up to see her this past weekend. I went out with some friends last weekend and got pretty wasted at a bar. Started talking to this girl, probably could have gone with her, but I stopped myself. Wanted to keep my self-respect, you know? Plus, I'm not about to stoop to Kate's level. After reading that email and hearing all these different versions of the story, I've pretty much given up hope of repairing this crap. Especially knowing Kate's not being truthful about other things. Who knows what else this woman's hiding? So yeah, I'm moving ahead with a divorce. Who cares? Sue me. Might not even wait the full month before telling Kate it's over for good. Oh man, writing this out makes it real. Still can't believe this is my life now. Update number 3. Wife cheated on me. She tried to seduce me. I'm getting divorced. Alright, thread, buckle up, because this crap just got weird. I debated even posting this, but a lot of you seem invested at this point, so here it goes. Fair warning, this might be too much information for some of you. So Kate emailed me last week asking to pick some work stuff up from the home. My lawyer said not to block her access to her possessions, so I reluctantly agreed she could come over Thursday night while I was at the gym. Told her to be out sharp by 7:30. Got home by 8, and guess who's still there? Yeah, Kate. Had left some work stuff by the stairs, but she was in the kitchen chopping vegetables for dinner. Hair, makeup done, wearing one of my favorite dresses. The whole place was spotless, and I calmly told her to leave. But she asked if we could talk. Like an idiot, I agreed. We talked for an hour, jumping all over the place, and I recorded it again with her agreement, of course. First, I asked if she kept her side of the bargain. She said, well, STI test negative, thank goodness. Pregnancy test negative. Have not been with anyone else and told friends and family what happened, and apparently a lot of them are mad and not speaking to her. Good. Then I dove into the question that's been eating at me. She admitted the Uber story was crap. Max invited her in for a drink. She went inside knowing something might happen, and her excuse was, quote, being selfish and enjoying the attention. Oh yeah, great. She also fessed up to texting Max over the years. He would even shower her with all sorts of these compliments, make her feel good, and she claimed she never sent anything explicit or let him on. Yeah, right, sure, Kate. Oh, and here's the fun fact. They hooked up about 6 months before we got together and never had any, coitus, apparently. But she admitted that she was always a bit curious about him. That coffee shop incident, well, Max texted asking what she was up to, and she told him, and he just showed up. How convenient. She swears that this was the first time they've done anything since we've been together. Says that there was nothing missing in our relationship, and she hates herself for ruining her perfect marriage. Yeah, whatever. I told her I still don't believe her, and there was no point continuing. She asked what she could do to make it right, offering her phone, location sharing, and not going out with me. Classic cheater handbook stuff. I said I had no plans to become her prison guard, especially when I would never get over the betrayal she's already done. Well, at that moment I realized things are about to go south. She asked me to turn off the recording. She had something private to tell me. Well, I refused, and she reluctantly continued. She asked if I've been with anyone else since this happened, making it crystal clear she was fine with it. I said no, and she starts talking about how I must be going crazy, since, we used to have coitus almost every single day. Then she launched into this dirty talk about all this crazy stuff that I could do to her, stuff I wanted to try and had only done a few times. She said that she wanted to, quote, meet my needs, even if we did not get back together, offered many, many things, as I've always wanted, and said that we could open up my side only. She even would find partners for me. She was trying so hard. Well, anyways, I stayed quiet until she asked who I wanted. And for some petty reason, I mentioned her coworker, who's 5 years younger and smoking hot. This surprised her, but she rolled with the punches, asking what I wanted to do. I described a pretty, a scene you might be able to imagine, and then she told me to kiss her. I'll admit it, for a few seconds my body reacted even though my head wasn't in it. Then everything just snapped into focus. Laser sharp focus. And the contents of her email came flooding back to me. I started laughing, not just a chuckle, but a full-on belly laugh. She looked hurt, moved away, and started to cry. I told her it's time to go. She left quickly, probably embarrassed as heck. I also told her to hurry up and get a lawyer because we're getting divorced. The post-clarity after she left confirmed I dodged a bullet. Meeting with my lawyer this week, I want to get this divorce moving ASAP. Final update. Wife cheated on me. I'm moving on. Hey guys, thought I would provide just one final update of this crap show for anyone still here. The last few months have been an absolute roller coaster. I've only seen Kate in person a handful of times, which has been weird, to say the least. After a few weeks of no contact, I decided we should talk with clear minds. We met for lunch, had a surprisingly calm and respectful conversation about everything that went down, and what reconciliation might look like. Kate said that she would do anything to get things back on track, and I believe her, but I did not commit to anything. Then Kate asked me to join her at the therapist office. The therapist also deals with married couples, and it took me a few days to agree, but I went. Ugh, that session was hell. Lots of tears, but I still did not get a straight answer on why Kate decided to cheat. The therapist was surprisingly fair to both of us, not judgmental at all. We talked about reconciliation again, but I told them I thought it was best to go ahead with the divorce. So last week, I drove up to her parents' house to return some tools that I borrowed from her father. We arranged for Kate to be there and for her parents to give us some space to talk. I had a chat with her parents first. They're heartbroken, which was hard to see, but they've been really supportive. When I sat down with Kate, I laid it all out. I'd given it a lot of thought, but I want to move ahead with the divorce. It comes down to this. We're never getting back to where we were, and I can't see myself ever truly getting over the betrayal. Even if we could rebuild the trust, it might take a decade of hard work. That's too big of a risk for me. Kate finally accepted it. We had a calm discussion about dividing assets, selling the house, and, well, wrote an email to our lawyers right then and there. We left on good terms, all things considered. So, the divorce should be finalized by the end of the year, and we'll all be putting the house up for sale soon. We're going no contact until everything's wrapped up, and we agreed not to start seriously dating until it's all finalized. I've had a few casual hookups, which feels really weird. Going back to being single after all this time is ridiculous. But I'm dealing with it. It's been hitting the gym so hard. Spending time with buddies and family and getting back into old hobbies. It does help. I'm cautiously optimistic about the future. Don't get me wrong, I'm still devastated about losing my marriage, but I feel like this whole mess has made me grow as a person. I guess that's the silver lining here. You never know. Well, thank you everyone who offered advice and support throughout this mess. You've helped me more than you could ever know.